3.5 years have passed since Mario Kart Tour was released to the world. When it came out, it had a lukewarm reception. It's pay to win, it has loot boxes, the game doesn't even give you Mario when starting out. You know, the main guy who the series is named after. Instead, you started out with Toad. These were all criticisms made and definitely drove some people away. When the game came out, I played it for about 2 days and then completely forgot about it, only jumping in for a day or two here and there. Nowadays, people mainly bring it up when talking about the Booster Course Pass. Recently, I decided to see how the game is and how different things are compared to the original release. Unlike last time I played it, I truly threw myself into the game by playing it so much for a week and a half. I also went on r/Mario Kart Tour to learn the best ways to optimize my experience. With all of that out of the way, let's get started. Since this is a mobile game, the controls are simplified. You auto-accelerate, the game does its best to keep you on the track, you auto-drift when turning, stuff like that. That keeping you on the track part is especially true because look at this. It's like there's an invisible wall blocking me from going off-road. Remember when Super Mario Run was announced, Nintendo promoted the fact you could play the game with one hand? Miyamoto even ate a cake while playing that game. That idea is still felt in Tour. If it isn't your ideal control scheme, there are a few settings to mess around with. There's display settings, smart steering, auto item, and gyro handling. Something that's weird about how the game is displayed is that if it's played in landscape, it will revert to portrait mode when in the menus. It's a small nitpick, but it's strange they didn't adapt the menus for landscape considering that this was a feature added post-launch, so I don't know why they didn't go the extra mile. I recommend keeping smart steering off as I found myself fighting with it for control rather than it being useful, and obviously you don't want auto item on since that just makes it impossible to strategize when to use an item. I'm not sure why that's an option to begin with. It could maybe, and that's a hard maybe, be useful when playing balloon battle. There is also gyro handling if you're that kind of person. The most important control setting, however, has to be manual drifting. It's going to feel kind of weird at first, but turn this on. By having this on, you'll have an advantage over players who don't use it. With it on, you can drift whenever you want, even on straightaways, and that lets you have more opportunities to get a boost. Boost is important to keeping your combo. That's another thing. There's a combo and point system, and it is a major component of the game. By performing actions, such as drifting, hitting an opponent, or collecting coins, you build up your combo. The higher the combo, the more points you get. Each track has 5 grand stars that have a point threshold you need to clear to get them. When you get enough stars, you unlock different rewards. I like this system as it makes you see Mario Kart in a new light. Rather than simply trying to win the race, you'll also be thinking about how to optimize your runs to keep a combo going, and it makes things feel fresh. There are other miscellaneous challenges. These challenges are just random tasks, such as gliding as far as you can, or using bombs to take down Goombas. They're nothing outside of quick distractions, and can be beaten quickly. They remind me of the mission mode from Mario Kart DS. Now then, how are those tracks? The track selection of Tour is based on, well, tours. Every 2 weeks, there is a different selection of tracks. That selection is split across 15 cups with 4 tracks each. For each tour, there are 10 courses. The tours I experienced while playing were the Mario Tour and part of the Ninja Tour. Now you might be thinking, how do you stretch 10 tracks across 15 cups? Surely they repeat them, right? To that I say, the answer is yes and no. The themes of the tracks are reused, but what's interesting is how they are reused. It isn't the exact same track each time. There are variants of a track. They come in the form of reverse and trick courses. Reverse courses are self-explanatory. You go in the opposite direction. Trick courses add new ways to perform tricks, such as more ramps. These two are also combined to make the final variant, RT tracks. As of writing this video, there are 111 race courses in total, excluding variants. While a lot of the courses are tracks seen in previous games, there are also new tracks introduced in Tour. Most of them are based on real-world cities, such as New York Minute and Tokyo Blur. The rest are original ideas, such as Ninja Hideaway and Merry Mountain. To be clear, those tracks from previous games aren't anything to scoff at. There are great courses such as Coconut Mall, Shy Guy Bazaar, and DK Summit. The problem is with something I mentioned earlier. I wish we had access to more of these tracks. It sucks that we are locked to only a fraction of the courses. I get it because you just can't change tracks mid-tour, but does it really matter when it comes to multiplayer? This is probably a bigger issue to me than others considering I played through the Mario Tour, which had 5 of its courses as circuit tracks. There was DS Mario Circuit, SNES Mario Circuit 1, 2, and 3, and on top of that, 3DS Mario Circuit. Luckily, the Ninja Tour hasn't suffered from this problem, so perhaps that was just an unlucky scenario. An idea I know would never happen because this is Nintendo we're talking about, is allowing players to play on any track in multiplayer. It would work like Mario Kart 8, where players are given a few options for which map they want to play on, and the track is randomly chosen. Imagine that with 111 courses. If we throw in variants, that's a whopping 429 courses. I can dream. Outside of that, everything is solid. While the track offerings are enormous, you know what else is? The character selection. There is your standard characters such as Mario, Luigi, Peach, Yoshi, Wario, Bowser, Toad, etc. However, these characters are also given different costumes which give them different traits. Like there's Mario as a penguin, Toad as a cat, and Shy Guy as a miner. I know that list sounds basic, but looking at the whole thing, it's quite impressive. There are also new characters only in Tour, such as Pauline, Hammer Bro, Dixie Kong, Monty Mole, and Peachette. There are just so many options. Each of these characters has a special skill. Some special skills are items that everyone can get, such as bananas or shells, but others are exclusive, such as the coin box, which shoots out coins, and the hammer, which lets you throw out hammers. It's like a spiritual successor to the exclusive items in Double Dash. Each character is sorted in different rarities, with normal being the lowest and high-end being the highest. They also have base points attached to them, which determines how many points you start with at the beginning of a race. The glider and cart affect this too, but I don't really have much to say about them. You can raise your base points by using a driver, cart, or glider, which I'll shorten to DKG, or using a point boost ticket. Tickets are also a major factor in this game. There's the previously mentioned point boost ticket, but there's also the level boost ticket, the points cap ticket, coin rush ticket, star ticket, quick ticket, and lastly, the item ticket. Level boost tickets can raise a DKG's level. It has different effects like increasing the chance for a frenzy, which is when the game lets you spam an item for a short period of time, increasing the bonus points multiplier, or increasing the number of favorite tracks a DKG has, which lets you get more points. Points cap tickets let you increase the limit of how many points a DKG can have. Coin rush tickets let you play Coin Rush, a mode where you play as Gold Mario and collect as many coins as you can. Star tickets let you exchange them for Grand Stars. Quick tickets let you unlock cups immediately rather than waiting for them to unlock, or can be used to change the daily selects lineup. As for the item ticket, it just gives you items during a race. That's never an issue, so in my opinion, they exist. Outside of doing the tour, what else is there to do? There's challenge cards and multiplayer. The challenge cards give you different tasks to complete, such as collecting X number of coins, or the hardest challenge, get 3 friends. Multiplayer is just racing and balloon battle, with each having a separate rank. Each day, multiplayer has different rules. For example, in balloon battle, there may be a day where you can only get bombs and shells, while in races, you can only play as racers from a certain shelf. If you get enough points, you get a pipe. The point threshold gradually increases the more pipes you get. You could also grind for tokens, which can be used in the shop for things such as pipes and balloon skins. Honestly, I'm surprised a mode like Coin Runners hasn't appeared, as I think it could still work in Tour. I've been pretty positive about this game, but there is one critical part I forgot to mention. The reason why this game got such a mixed reception. If you have any sort of experience with this game, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm referring to microtransactions. They are everywhere and come in the form of rubies. Rubies are the life and blood of the game. You buy DKG and Coin Rush tickets with them. DKG are the main sellers, as with them, you could buy the best drivers available. Sure, they can be earned, but they are drip fed to you if you're going free to play, and the prices are ridiculous. For $2 US, you get a measly 4 rupees. That's not even enough for a single Coin Rush ticket. They also try and mark it as 3 rubies plus 1 bonus ruby. Just mark it as 4 rubies. Nobody, and I mean nobody, will look at this and be like, I get an extra ruby along with my other 3? What a steal! This all makes the statement I made about the new characters in Tour somewhat pointless, since it will take you a quarter of your life to get everything without paying. With the best DKG, you can dominate multiplayer on days that let you use any racer, as the shells are divided into 3 categories. The top shelf lets you get 3 items at once, the middle shelf lets you get 2, and the bottom shelf lets you get 1. I don't think I need to explain how much of a disadvantage this gives free-to-play players. I also mentioned earlier that when you raise a character's skill, you increase their chances of a frenzy. You don't know what true pain is until you've met someone who got a red shell frenzy. It's agony. If you want to play multiplayer, play it on days that only let you use characters from 1 shelf. It keeps things a bit more balanced. The monetization also snaps your chances of reaching the higher tiers in the ranked cup, so have fun bouncing up and down when it comes to tiers. They even have the gall to charge money for other things as well. There are these packs that come with different items. Some range from a couple bucks to $40. You could get Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on sale for that price, although that's assuming you own a Switch. Still, that's a lot of money to be spent on a single transaction. Premium challenges are also available. One of them is $5, another one is $10, and then there's another one that is $20. If you buy all of this, you must be bathing in cash. That doesn't even account for the fact that the game used to have a gambling mechanic, but that has since been removed. I also want to address one of the best and worst purchases you could make in Tour, the Gold Pass. It's a subscription model where for $4.99 per month, you gain access to gold gifts in addition to standard gifts, access to the gold challenges where you can unlock gold badges, get double points for the multiplayer pipe, are able to reach S to S plus 9 rankings, and are able to play 200cc. Those last two make no sense. Why on earth would you lock higher rankings in 200cc behind a wall? A subscription no less. Shouldn't skill determine your rank? As for 200cc, it's just how fast your car goes. It's not something worth paywalling. You don't even get extra points for racing in this mode. You get the same amount of points for first place in 200cc as you do in 150cc. It's kinda dumb considering every other microtransaction exists, but at least they give you a 2-week trial so you can see if it's for you. I learned from the subreddit that there is a way to get the most out of your subscription. Buy the gold pass on the last day of a tour, that's 1 batch of rewards. Play through it normally, and that's another 2 batches of rewards. On the 4th tour, use quick tickets to unlock the locked cups, and once you beat them all, cancel your subscription. After that, it's just a matter of repeating the process. I just wanted to share that with you so you can save money. I think the gold pass is the only worthwhile purchase, but only if you are truly dedicated to this game. I used that 2-week trial, and I can say that it kind of improved my experience, but expecting everyone to pay for a subscription to make a game satisfactory is unrealistic, especially considering that at least a quarter of the player base is likely children who don't have their own money. In conclusion, should you give Mario Kart Tour a go, even if you tried it in the past? It's difficult to say. The game looks nice for a mobile game, and the music is good, old and new tracks. I enjoyed the gameplay, and it was addicting, but sometimes it felt repetitive due to the simplicity of it. The characters are cool, but are difficult to obtain. The number of tracks is astonishing, but only a fraction is used every 2 weeks. Monetization is greedy, and mostly only rewards those who are willing to pay up. It's a hard game to recommend. I would give it a try for a few hours, but if it doesn't do much for you, then drop it. What's unfortunate is how much potential this game has if they eased up on the pay-to-win aspect. There is a decent game here, but the current model is holding it back from said potential. Let me know what your thoughts are on Tour, and if you are a current player, how long have you been playing it for? This is Adam, signing off. Peace.